Lionel Nelson here, and welcome to A Father's Note, promoting fathers through building men.
When the gentleman that she is going to be marrying, maybe, I don't know, the jury's still out on him, so I don't know, because he might have got by her brother, but he still got to get by me, because I'm still watching him. I watch him like an eagle, I tell you the truth. And but he finally got by her brother, and he tells me, he says that he was the way to her, because that he had been, as she put it, his name is Desmond. Desmond had been stalking her, okay? So, but he always saw TJ and Talisha together, so he thought that they was girlfriend and boyfriends, and not knowing that they were sister and brother, until one day he asked, who's this girl? And he said, hey, that's my sister. He was like, yes, that was the open door. So eventually he finally came around and made his way into my home, okay? And he started dating her. So when he started coming over, I set some guidelines, some principles for him. And I can tell you the truth, all the years that he has been here, and he has always respected my home. And I give him kudos for that. He has always respected my home. He's always respected Talisha. And always, as far as I know, I ain't never seen no example of him not doing it, but I really appreciate him for that, being the young man that he is. So here we go, fast forward. I don't know, I think it's been about 10 years. They started dating in the 10th grade, and he's been around, he's been very supportive, and I've watched this young man grow up. Now, it's so funny that when he comes time, of course, they dating, they doing their thing. So when it came time for marriage, I think I don't know who pushed him up to it, but he finally got enough courage and nerve to want to come and ask me. So when he first asked me, can he have a hand in marriage? I told him no, and I let him sweat it out a little bit, but eventually I just went ahead and gave in, because he just seemed to be so hurt about it. And, but let me tell you something, they're a beautiful couple. And so they decided, they're going to get married. And I said, okay. So now I'm going to be honest with you all. Though I said, okay, I wanted to make what was important to me. And that I knew that he was going to take care of her. Because technically when you're looking at it, when you're talking about a young man coming to you, want to take your daughter out of your house, out of your home, out of your protection, out of your provisions, you providing, out of you being there for them, that support aspect in their life. So what you're saying is that, young man, that in essence, you're going to provide out of the same level of what I have provided for her, or better. Okay, or better. You can't go under. No, you have to be willing. And I'm going to talk to all you future husbands out there. Let me see if I can educate you a little bit. You cannot go, even if you cannot go out there, okay, and take a young woman out of another man's house, and you do worse than what he did. There's a difference between being a young man and a man, okay? Just that a young man is selfish. A young man only lives because he in that mode where it's that, hey, this is what I got to do for me. What I could do for me. Oh, hey, this is what's going on in my life, and I gotta establish this for me. But when you're a man, you're not only thinking about yourself, but you're thinking about everyone else who's connected to you. Who is your responsibility? Not only the responsibility of yourself, but the responsibility of whoever you connected. So here it is, you're talking about taking on a wife. So you can't only be thinking about your own self-will. And I'm not putting them down, you all, and I want to be clear on that, all right? But I'm just talking about the conversation that we have, because this is we're talking about him taking my daughter out of my house into their own house, and he has to provide. He has to do his due diligence by her. I don't expect anything less. And in U.S. fathers, you should not expect anything at less. And the other thing I'm gonna add to that, don't be even afraid to say what you expect to that young man. If you suspect him, If he's suspect to you, let him know it, or let her know it. Let your daughter know it, but don't let him hook up to some joker man that he ain't nowhere near what you're doing. He's not willing to provide for your daughter the way that you would. Then, I don't think that that's a good connection that you should allow. I'm just going to be frank and honest about it, okay? But we're just talking about, hey, your daughter getting ready to say I do, getting ready to preparing themselves to go into marriage, okay? Listen, marriage ain't no joke. Marriage is no joke. It ain't all about the sex now. It ain't all about that, especially, if you have kept yourself all these years, then all of a sudden now you want to get married because you can't keep yourself, and you just want to get married because you want the sex. Oh, it's not going to end up good. I'm going to tell you right now, because listen, after a while, I'm going to tell you right, sex slows up. It's, you don't feel like doing it sometimes, she may not feel like doing it sometimes, so it has to be more to it than you just doing it, or you getting married because you cannot contain yourself, even though it's biblical, it's scripture, but you just can't just do it just because of the sex or you want to have sex or whatever reason. No, it's more. It's got to be for love, definitely. You have to be willing to take on the responsibility of it. And you're talking about you unifying, you becoming one with that individual. You're becoming one. This is biblical, okay? And especially you have sex, then you definitely are consummating the marriage, and definitely you are one, okay? And let me tell y'all something. Let me say this, and then I'm gonna be done. Don't think, brothers, don't think that your girlfriend, your wife, your fiance, however you want to phrase it, don't appreciate it. They appreciate it. They may not never say thank you. They may not never say anything about it, but they appreciate it because you honoring them. You giving that respect. You want to treat them as a queen. That's your queen. And then listen, fathers, if you got sons, teach them that. Teach them about those principles. These are principles, things that work. Hey, don't take that from him. Don't take it from him. And don't let him get away not doing it either. Don't do that. But listen, unless it was some agreement that my son and daughters worked out, it wasn't about my son gonna try to grab the front seat and she gonna get in the back. No, open that door for her, joker, and let your sister in that house. In the car. Put her in. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and on that note, if you with a man who don't have no respect for his own mother, there's no way you can expect him to have any respect for you. Yeah, don't expect it. If you want to know how he's going to be to you, check out how he is with his mother.